Okay, let's take a look at how we can gain OS and overall web information about the host. So let's go back and activate and bring up Wireshark again. And notice we're using the ampersand. And let me bring this over a little bit so we can get to File. And then we're going to go to Open. And let's go to PCAP, back to PCAP 31. Now we can go and take a look. This is what we did the DHCP filter on. Let's this time go to our basic web filter, and that is going to be able just to give us some web traffic. As you can see there, http.request or TLS handshake, and then type equals 1, and then not SSDP, because we want to ignore SSDP information, at least for now. And we want to look at, and because we did this filter right here, we can see Kansas waterfalls.htm, and we see the destination IP is 209.237.150.20, and we click on it. Let's click on it again, and we get this close up. And let's take a look at the Hypertext Transfer Protocol layer right here, or the top layer in the OSI model. Of course, we all know that this represents the reverse TCP IP model, in which this is layer 1. This is the layer 7 information. And we can see that the host is kansastravel.org. And here's what we're looking for, the user agent information. So the user agent, and we have here, let's see. Let me bring this up. And I think it would be better if I went down here. Okay, user agent information. We have Mozilla 5.0, and then we have the Intel Mac OS X 10_15, and looks like it is version 7. So it's OS X version 10.15, and then in that version, it is sub version 7. Now, if we go back and go to search engine and just look up Apple OSs, we can see that 10.15, as this says, matches up against Catalina. And then, of course, one of the versions was 10.15.8. This, of course, apparently is Catalina at a lower version, but nevertheless, we can see that it is Intel Mac OS X Catalina. So this is the user, because we have user agent right here. User agent, that is the user that wanted to connect to Kansas Travel. All right. Now, let's take a look at another one. Let's go back to Wireshark, and let's look at PCAP 32. Okay. And what we're going to do, we're going to go back to the basic web search right there. Okay. And we are going to look for Professor's bookshelf, I should say. And let me, let's see, let's remove this source port right here. Let's go to column preferences. Let's remove source and source port. Let's go to apply. And let's redo our basic web filtration right here. And let's look for Professor's bookshelf. Okay, we can see, a lot of information here. Okay, and let's look at Professor Bookshelf. And let's see, basic and DNS, basic plus, and let's go back to basic. And let's go for find packet, and let's use string, and let's look at bookshelf, enter. Okay, and this is right here. And look, we can look at the host is Professor Bookshelf. Okay, and we can go to close, and then we can go to analyze, then follow. Okay, and let's follow HTTP stream, and we can see that the user agent is Mozilla 5.0 Windows NT 10.0. Windows NT 10.0. Okay, so what that means is that the user is using Windows 10, okay, and we can look at this right here. He's using Windows 10, and looks like he is using the Edge EDG, no E, web browser. Okay, now if you take a look at this, the Edge EDGE, if he's using Edge without the E, he's using the newer Chromium-based Microsoft Edge browser, and it looks like he is using the one of the latest Edge browsers, which uses Chrome, and they do this to, it's like a string, set of strings that they add. It's adding Chrome strings. So you know how it says, sometimes it'll say this web browser goes the best with this particular, this website, I should say, goes the best with this web browser and such. Well, when Edge got smart, and they knew a lot of websites were, I'm going to say, optimized for Chromium. So this version of Edge, which is a later version than the Edge with the E, does not, that uses Chromium, so it can be more compatible with Chromium-based websites, as opposed to Edge with the E, which uses non-Chromium. So we know that this is using the latest web browser. And again, we see Windows 10.0. We see that it is using the X64 version, which is the 64-bit version of 10.0.